Hello, Idol JT here. We're back today to learn Scout Rush, and after how badly the last session went, I decided to make a few changes to my build. Okay, so the first change was to go up a bit earlier, this time with only 18 villagers before clicking Fuel. The second was trying to use my sheep to scout more of the map early, and third was trying to push in a few deer for extra food. The idea was that if I could do all of that properly, I'd get to fuel faster, get my scouts out sooner, and then follow that up with knights in Castle Age. Which, looking back, was also kind of questionable because I'm playing the Mongols and their knight line isn't even that strong. But yeah, on paper it sounded pretty good, but what actually happened was I gave myself too many new things to manage at once. My Dark Age got even sloppier, and I ended up putting myself on the back foot almost immediately. So yeah, this one was rough. Let's get into it. In the first game, I was actually up against a pretty big streamer, Nooksters, and he's on Franks while I'm playing the Mongols. And honestly, this game started going wrong almost immediately. So right at the start, I've already made a fatal mistake. I was so focused on trying to use sheep and scout at the same time that I completely forgot about my villager luring the boar. So yeah, I lost a villager straight away, which is just an awful start. And after that, I was so thrown off by the mistake that the rest of my Dark Age just became really messy. My boiler was slow, the whole start felt shaky, and I was already playing from behind.
Messing up really bad.
Then I tried to push in a deer with my scout, but even that got messy. I got an attack notification back at home, which really threw me off. And the whole deer lure ended up taking way longer than it should have. After that, I tried to push another one, but this time, his scout was just sitting right under my TC, and I felt like I couldn't ignore the free kill there. So I garrisoned some villagers, killed the scout, which is nice. But of course, by then so much time had passed.
Are you serious right now, bro?
And the deer already started to wander.
Oh, my dear.
Alright, fuck it. And you might have noticed that I didn't have enough villagers on wood on the way up. So when I finally hit feudal, I didn't have enough wood to drop a stable straight away, which made the whole scout rush way slower than it was supposed to be. That lack of scouting and slow timing got punished almost instantly. Now I am late, I barely have any info, and when I'm trying to scout, he shows up with men at arms and catches me completely off guard, killing the villagers building my stable. So, what do you think my first reaction was here? A. Send my exposed villagers back to the TC. B. Fight back with more villagers. Or C. Protect the wood lines with walls. Wrong. It was D. Walling a completely unaffected area of my base. I genuinely do not know what I was doing there, and because I didn't actually protect the important areas, he was able to kill another villager in the wood line as well.
Oh my goodness. Fuck.
Eventually, I did get enough scouts to clean up the men at arms. So for a moment, I felt like I stabilized a little bit and used that time to keep walling the back of my base, and finally send out my scouts to try and do some damage back. But of course, it's not that simple. When I finally found his base, I saw that he already had a decent number of archers and spears moving out for another attack. And here I made a really bad call. First, I ran all my scouts back home instead of attacking and buying me more time. And second, I decided to drop a tower on my gold and wood line. In isolation, the tower doesn't sound that terrible, but it only protects one area and doesn't stop the attack. And looking back, I probably had enough time to make an archery range and get skirms out, which would have helped way more. And when he finally gets to my base, he starts swinging and immediately destroys my new farm. Then I make it even worse by trying to fight his army with scouts, which got melted by spears.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Holy shit! Holy shit!
At this point, I'm basically thinking, okay, I'll just try to tough this out and agree to Castle Age for knights. But then I make another huge mistake.
I knew I forgot something, man. Fuck.
I actually had the food and gold to go up, but I forgot to build the second required building.
What the hell?
And yeah, I was panicking and I clicked the villager outside for some reason.
Yeah. Actually good.
He gets to Castle Age first, and because I'm scared of the crossbow timing, I ended up using villagers to help fight off the archers, losing a few along the way. And when I finally do reach Castle Age, I can only make knights off of one stable. Meanwhile, he kind of throws me a curveball because instead of staying on archers, he's actually built up a pretty decent number of knights too. Then he dives into my eco, and I try to quick wall to save my villagers. And one of my own villagers blocks the wall from finishing properly, which lets the knight slip through anyway.
Fuck.
And now I basically got 3 knights against 6 and villagers dying everywhere.
Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god. What the fuck was that quick wall, man? Fuck. Oh, what am I doing? Fuck.
And yeah, with more knights rushing in, there's not really much I can do, so I just called the GG's.
My goodness. What is going on? Why am I so bad?
After the game, I had a little chat with Nixters, which was actually really cool. And if you somehow end up seeing this, GG's man, and I love your content. And not gonna lie, I was a little bit tilted from the loss. But yeah, we had a laugh about it after, and keep up the great work, bro. If you're enjoying the video so far, a like would really help out. These videos take me a pretty long time to edit, so I genuinely really appreciate the support. And if you want to see more of the rank climb, feel free to subscribe. In game 2, I was up against Hindustanis, and this game really starts to expose one of the biggest problems with my game plan, because I'm basically forcing knights with a civ that doesn't even really play heavy into knights in the first place. And going into Dark Age, I was already not playing that well. I'd been on a losing streak that day, I was a bit tilted. I didn't make the same disaster mistake with the board this time, so at least that's in progress. But the build was still really sloppy while trying to learn sheep scouting. And again, I made the same mistake of not putting enough villagers on wood before going up. This time though, because it's a chicken map, I was at least able to start scouting my opponent on the way up. Eventually I did realize that I was short on wood, so I added a second lumber camp to make wood eco a bit more efficient. But by the time I hit feudal, I was kind of at an awkward spot. I forgot about houses, which stopped villager production for a bit, and only fixing that do I finally get the stables out. So yeah, not exactly a clean opening. And this is just another mistake that keeps coming back. I completely forgot about the sheep I sent out to scout. So I'm just making the game harder for myself at this point, missing out on crucial early food eco. Anyways, once I finally got to 4 scouts, I sent them forward, and this is actually one of the best moments in this session. The timing is decent, my opponent isn't fully walled, and I could actually get in and find some damage. I almost got an eco kill straight away, and honestly I should have just went for it. But even so, I do eventually get it and pick off a couple isolated vills, and ran away once I see spears. A bit later, I decided that with 4 scouts, I could probably deal the spears if I micro it well. And that actually works out. I killed one pretty quickly, and then with some decent micro, I pick off another one without losing any scouts, which felt pretty good. So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, this is going alright. Let me just quickly add mining camp, go on gold, and prepare for castle. But instead, I was staring at my eco like a complete idiot because I couldn't find the gold that was hidden behind the barracks. I completely stopped looking at my scouts, and they took some damage and I lost one of them to the TC for free. Luckily though, there is no pressure from the opponent, and I could save up for Castle Age and set up another stable for knights. As soon as I hit castle, I queued up knights straight away and added another TC not long after. Then I moved out with 6 knights, and on the way across the map, I killed his scout, which sounds good, except I think it kind of gave away that I was coming, so I lost a bit of the surprise factor there. And then when I get to his base, instead of trying to find a weak spot or a hole or anything useful, I just start hitting houses, which just wasted tons of time and gave him a free chance to bring out spears and cannons. I backed off and tried another angle, and this next bit is just painful. I spent so much time trying to break down this market, and it just turns out there's a hole sitting right there the whole time. At that point, once the camos are out, I can't really do much except run my knights back home and try to fight under TC. So basically I wasted all that investment and got nothing in return. And then not long after that, I got surprised by a raid in my own base, all because there's a hole that opened up when my wood line got filled. And that one really hurt my eco, and I lost something like 10 villagers from that raid. And with so much pressure, I was just overloaded and I didn't know what to do with eco. And as you can see, I was super heavy on wood and I had no gold and no food. From there, the pressure just continues to pile on. He follows it up with a castle drop in the front of my base.
There's no way, there's no way, there's no way. Say you swear to God. Say you swear to God.
But from there, I think I made a decent call here, because while he was so focused on attacking me from the front, I sent my knights out to raid his eco since I realized that most of his army was forward and his base was pretty lightly defended. And that raid really ended up working pretty well. I got a lot of villager kills, but it was eventually cleaned up by camels and spears. So at this point, I'm still slightly ahead somehow, and I was able to get to Imperial Age first. So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is still playable. I'll go into Hussars and Mangudai. But this is where the game plan really falls apart. Even though I had the timing advantage, I didn't have enough castles to actually support proper Mangudai production. And because of that, I also couldn't make trebuchets at the same time. So I kind of ended up in an awkward spot where I couldn't use the timing to kill his forward castle, but also couldn't mass enough Mangudai to properly fight his camels. The first few fights actually went okay for me just because my army was stronger in that moment. But as soon as he added more pikemen, my hussars just started dying really quickly. And once the Imperial camels came in, they just absolutely shredded everything. And after that, even my Mangudai started dying too. And that's just really the frustrating part, because I had the resources for more Mangudai, but I just didn't have the production set up to get them out fast enough. So, after taking all those bad losses, I started getting a bit desperate and tried to force a counterattack. But while I'm tunnel visioning on that, I completely stopped paying attention to my own base. And yeah, this is basically where the game ends because I didn't react to his raid at all.
Oh, 10 villagers!
It's actually kind of insane how fast it happens. In like 2 minutes, I lost more than 80 villagers.
Oh.